And I'd like to begin by sharing some basic information on the COPE so as to help the general public understand what our objectives are at today's press conference. Now, as you may know, the Committee on Public Enterprise, also known as the COPE, is in place to ensure the compliance of financial discipline in public corporations and semi-governmental bodies in which the government has a financial stake. The duty of the committee is to report to the Parliament on accounts examined, budgets and estimates, on financial procedure, performance and the management of corporations and government businesses in the undertaking. So basically the functionality is to make sure that the money of the taxpayers are spent or is spent fairly and is spent wisely. Now, although the COPE has been in existence since 1979, it has more or less become a part of the citizens' vocabulary since the bond scam issue and since that revelation. So the committee has, however, issued many reports, especially in the recent past, on the other investigations that have taken place. But the focus on our discussion today is on the forensic audit. Now, the committee has received the forensic audit from the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, which was to be presented in the Parliament. But as you know, due to the proroguing of the Parliament, this has now been pushed back indefinitely. The COPE committee is presently non-functional and it will need to be re-established on the 3rd of January when the Parliament is convened once again. So that is the 3rd of January in 2020. So as at now, the COPE committee has decided to keep the audit reports of the forensic audits basically at the COPE Secretariat until the opening of the next session of Parliament for the purpose of confidentiality. However, and this is what we'd like to reiterate, and this is the point of what we're trying to say today, the Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, has the authority to call for legal action despite the status in Parliament and despite the functionality of the COPE committee. So he has that authority. And therefore, as the new wings, we would like to urge the present government to honor their duty to the citizens of this country by taking immediate action on the matter and not leaving this matter dormant up until the next election where it can be used for political leveraging. That is not what should happen. What should happen is that this needs to be expedited because that is the fair thing to do and the right thing to do by the citizens of this country. So we believe that those who are accused can and should be brought to justice for the misappropriation of public funds, and there need not be any further delays. So this is our appeal to the Prime Minister as the Minister of Finance to please do right by the citizens of this country. And we'd also like to make another appeal, and this is to those of our friends in the media. You have a massive responsibility in aiding and enabling the voice of the citizen who is seeking for justice. And your role in holding those in power accountable is very important at this point in time. So we'd like to remind you of this role and to encourage you to create the discourse and to create the conversation that is necessary in seeking out this justice that is truly needed. So this is the point that we'd like to make as the new wings today.